Welcome back to Sunday morning here at El Dorado Royal Resort. So, Elliot, we're going to continue this morning.
Awesome. I mean, how do you stay motivated for the long run then? Okay, give us some tips so that we can, if you've got a pen and paper, start writing down some notes here. This is gold, what you're going to hear.
You got that right. Please get a piece of paper and a pencil or a pen, and please write it down because it's very, very efficient for you at the end. Okay? So, number one, set some small and specific goals that are realistic. Please, realistic. A lot of people, they want to, just write down something. Oh, I want, the Tower of Babel, and that's not really possible. So you gotta be very realistic. Number two, visualize the steps you need to make to attain your goal. Write them down. Please write them down. If you do not write them down, you are gonna forget. Our mind is just, like a wind. So it's better, but if you have something on paper, then you're gonna remember all the time. You can pull it to your goals like a month later, 3 months later, and you're gonna review. I mean, I'm really getting there. What am I missing? What else do I need to actually improve, right? So number three, focus on the process of learning skills. This is very important. We don't know everything. We gotta learn, study, rather than comparing yourself with others or than wasting your precious time wasting your time precious anyhow. But guess what? Also, number four, get support and encouragement. Repeat to yourself as many times as you can phrases like, yes, I can do it. Yes, I trust myself. Yes, I am the best. Yes, this, yes, that. But, benefit yourself out of it. Number five, instead of considering failure as a disgrace, take it as an opportunity to explore new development learnings. And today, Elliot, is a day of National Self-Development.
Exactly. We're going to create something new here in Mexico. Self-development every day.
Exactly. So, Elliot, when I was just talking about the 5 steps to accomplish to people to start getting self-motivated, I mean, do you have any examples of mine of, a couple people out there which they actually have this? They have these 5 steps. They normally integrate that into their lives.
Yeah, I mean, people that inspire me, of course, I look into the world of sports a lot, but writers, Pulitzer Prize winner Michael Chabon, he's amazing. He has a ritual that he writes between 10 o'clock in the evening to 3 a.m. That's every day. He follows that ritual to the letter, and that is the recipe for his success. Also, I mean, in the world of sports, it's practice and practice. Cristiano Ronaldo. If you've ever seen any sports videos of Cristiano Ronaldo, the painstaking work that he puts himself through, he's not only in the training session, he does another training session on his own after the training. Tiger Woods, he'll play 18 holes and he'll do another round all by himself. Win or lose, like you say, win or lose, you continue with those rituals. So
I can give you another example.
Go on.
Silvia Reza.
All right.
Actually, no,
what do you do?
No,
what do you do?
When you were talking about that, you remind me, man, I think I belong to that group too. No, really. Well, I have 3 audiobooks, and to make them, it took me actually 3 years. But I was writing and writing and writing, and sometimes I had to miss some parts or some stuff, and I had to prepare myself because I had to look for more information. But guess what? Like I said before, it's not painful, it's pleasure. I mean, I was with so much passion in there, like writing, and if I knew that I was missing some information or something, I would go and find out more. And that's why I studied also a master's degree, and that's what I've been studying at different fields, because I wanted to feed everything that
You're a busy girl. You're a busy girl.
So I am very busy, but I love it.
Yeah, and it's showing up. I mean, you're telling yourself, I'm doing it. I'm getting there. I'm closer and closer to my goals. And how does that make you feel?
Fantastic. I mean, fantastic all the way. I mean, every single step. I mean, discipline is not a difficult thing to accomplish because it's not painful. It's great. I mean, I really loved when you were talking about rituals. Let me tell you something. I really love the way it feels that I'm going to the gym. Actually, it feels awful if one day actually I cannot go to the gym. It feels great it feels wonderful when I am writing about my books or everything that I have to do, or my clients, my patients. It feels really wonderful. And I feel awful if I actually am not doing that, or if I'm missing something. And so, you know, the feeling of self-esteem and
Yeah.
motivation, self-motivation, it comes with pleasure. So focus on finding pleasure yourself in what you do, and then when that happens, you are going to be able to start feeling the motivation inside of you. You can actually focus on something that you know in your life in general, that what gives you pleasure other than food, right?
Right. Maybe it's,
I mean,
you
in
know,
your job.
yeah, or your job, or maybe it's financial, but it'd be something like family could be giving you something pleasure. You know, there's the idea of taking your dog for a walk on the beach. You know, a lot of people, I study so much now about, you know, all these new business entrepreneurs, and what's the secret of running these multi-trillion-dollar companies. They're all new, self-starter people, you know, Elon Musk. If you follow these people, and I mean really study what they do to stay successful, even though they live in a world of technology, they disconnect from it as well.
Exactly.
They will spend the first hour of the morning not checking their cell phone, deliberately not watching the news, unless it's sunny morning, or they'll go to the beach. They will do something spiritual, or they'll do something for themselves before they show up in the office, before they put their work clothes on in the morning, before they get in the car, before their first cup of coffee in the morning. Their morning ritual is just like a bit of me time before we let the rest of everything invade us, right?
And guess what? In everything you've said,
Yeah.
every single step, I follow you, right? There is pleasure, 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 and then you go to work and it's more pleasure. So if you fulfill your day with pleasure in every single thing you do, then guess what? You're getting close, and you're gonna really you're gonna grab the motivation and put it inside of yourself, or live inside of the motivation yourself, and then you're gonna feel wonderful all the way.
Yeah.
Every single moment in your life.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, finding people that you can follow. I mean, the world today on social media invites you to follow successful people. On LinkedIn, I follow lots of people in business. I'm really interested. I'm so curious. Like you said, you've got to go out there in the pursuit of knowledge as well. You've got to find the way that you take information in, right? We're bombarded by information, but if there are genuinely people that you admire, that you can follow, you can get their books. I like reading biographies about how did you get there? Or if you sit on an aeroplane and you've got to travel 10 hours to Asia, or from here, or 27 hours I had to do to Australia recently. I was like, how am I going to fill that time?
Right.
I'm going to use it as a learning. I'm going to go and sit next to somebody, and it's surprising when you get talking to people and you find out that they've been successful, and you have just to ask the question. You have to overcome that reluctance. I don't want to be nosy. I said, I don't want to be nosy, but how did you become successful? People love to talk about themselves.
Exactly.
Give them a chance. Open
Definitely.
up, and they'll.
Definitely.
You get a book.
No, definitely. Also, when you feel you are struggling with, you know, fulfilling yourself with the self-motivation, one thing you could do, or people does normally, is they get focused in frustration. They get focused on all the bad thoughts that they are having because of lack of motivation, precisely. So instead of focusing on the bad thoughts, you need to reverse everything and say, okay, I know I feel frustrated, but I don't care. Move it on. Leave it beside yourself and start focusing. Okay, this I have it, but I don't want it. So excuse me, I don't need you again. And focus only in motivation. Okay, this is what I want. How do I get there? How do I feel motivation? And then your brain and your mind will give you different factors on how you are going to be able to accomplish the goal of being motivated. And also trust yourself. If you start feeling yourself with motivation, with self-esteem, try to find some factors about yourself on who are you? Like, okay, what kind of qualities or talents do you have? How do you show them? How have you proved them?
Yeah.
Of course, in what you do. If you're a good mother, a good father, if you are a great in your work, in your job, in your field, well, that will build up your self-esteem, how to recognize yourself in anything that you do, then you know that you are great about it.
Yeah, and
communicating.
I love that. I mean, I love the way you also said, you know, find people to support, people around you in your support system who encourage you and recognize and reward you. They really fill you with that praise, and, you know, avoid negativity at all costs. Avoid negative people. Toxic people are the worst. I mean, seriously, there's always been something my dad always used to say to me, and he said, son, misery loves company. I mean, avoid that person as soon as you walk in the door, or at work especially. The person that comes to you and wants to pour out all their misery and all their troubles is like, ooh, take a detour, you know. It's like, I'm on another plane here, I'm on a different trajectory. You're not going to spoil my day, you're not going to spoil my energy, right?
Exactly. And the way of thinking. And even if you cannot avoid them for some reason, maybe you can do not get involved in their conversation in general. Maybe you can do an expression with them about, like, if they're explaining something negative or saying something really negative about the company, about something, then instead of just falling for that, just say, oh, okay, I didn't know. Okay, well, you know what? But also the company has this and that. Like, speak about the good ones of the company, and that way you are gonna, instead of them contaminating you, you are going to set a seed or a good positive thinking about your company that you are working for, because the company that you're working for, I mean, imagine they're actually, you know, paying you, they're employing you.
I mean, there's a gratitude. I think things start with gratitude. It's like you have the means to provide for your family. That means your kids can go to college. That means, okay, basic needs of putting food on the table, and a lot more of fulfilling anything that has a financial driver behind it, going on vacations to places like these wonderful beaches here in Mexico. But having the right thought processes and avoiding toxicity that can interrupt that, and has really been a key, isn't it? Especially in your life, I know, being successful, and, you know, it's like I say to someone, give me a little rub. You know, it's like, I want to sort of rub some of that rub off on me, and it's like success. Why follow misery? Follow somebody around that has success. You know, if you want to get to the next level, who's the best person in your organization, the person that you want to become, the person that you're striving to be? Follow, or I was always told, copy success, right? Cut and paste.
I like your example, Elliot. If you don't find a role model, you know, like to look up, then you create your own role model with yourself. If you don't have nobody around, and you can say, well, it's because I don't have motivation, because I never had someone who could motivate me. Well, a lot of people actually suffer from that matter, but, you know, that's not a reason why not to overcome that, right? Mm-hmm. So it's like, okay, I cry, you wipe my tears off, and then I'm ready. So need to find a way of really motivating yourself, like auto-motivating yourself. You have to find a way on, basically, if you pay attention to what you want, then the next question will be, how am I going to accomplish that? And then the feelings you're going to start having is like somebody's pushing you to do that, and then you want to find different ways. Yeah. It comes to your mind, and it just comes like, I don't know.
It becomes habitual, right? It starts to become a good habit. You know, like we go back, you've broken all your bad habits. You're really honest about that, yes. Right? But now you're following the good ones.
Exactly.
And you're reinforcing it. Mm-hmm. And I suppose you then start to get, I know we talk about muscle memory, you know, I mean, athletes, sports people that do things well on a consistent basis, and staying consistent, keeping it going is really the key.
Exactly.
Don't drop your standard. Set a really high standard. Raise your own bar.
Exactly. And also, instead of comparing yourself to others, if you're going to compare with others, do not compare with someone and feel less than the person. You could compare with the best, but not to feel less yourself, just as a way of goal. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like if you could compare, let's say, with Tony Robbins.
Yeah, Tony Robbins. Yeah. Poor guy, he's lost his voice after so many conferences. But I mean, he's done it so well, time and time again. He's created a following, even though he doesn't even Well, he'll phone me for saying this, but he doesn't give the conferences himself personally these days. But the lessons are there, all of the ingredients, all of the materials there. But
Of course.
find success, copy success, bring it into your daily life. Last words before we go to a break.
Well, just that no, instead of comparing with others, not to feel less compared with others, but to get there, to get to the goal.
Awesome.
Like a role model.
A role model.
So let's go to commercials, and we're gonna come back with you. Stay with us.